Syntax analyzer. The second concept is what is the error handling techniques, and for you have studied about context-free grammar, and third one is writing a grammar. Including that, we studied about what is ambiguous grammar, how to do for leftmost derivation, rightmost derivation. We learn about left recursion, what is the use of removing left recursion, left factoring, how to remove left factoring that is suitable for our top-down parsing. For all those things we studied in the chapter 4. The same thing we have had to study the remaining topics in the module is a 4.4 for how to study top-down parsing, and one more topic is 4.5 bottom-up parsing. In these two parsing technique we have learned so many parsing techniques. We have to learn so many algorithms. According to algorithm we have to solve the problems. See, what we required is you should be continuation for the one output will be followed for the other as a input. Then if the first step is wrong, and obviously we'll going for predicting your answer, that is wrong, then the carefully have to do the first starting step is very important, and from that you have to go till at the end of your problem. See, in this chapter we have to study these two things, and we don't have a operator precedence parsing for your chapter. We have only top down parsing and bottom up parsing. As the scheme is changed from 15 to 17, 17 this will be included operator precedence parsing. If you have a parallel class for those students, you will get it. But for these schemes, you have only top-down parsing and bottom-up parsing. And what is that parsing? Why we are using for this? See, in the syntax analyzer, follow the productions rules. We know the productions rule, head of the body and body of the productions rules, defined by using the concept of context-free grammar. The way in which we are produce the productions rule to implement those type of parsing, we are using derivation. See, from those derivation we are using different types of parsing to get those input is classified into two types. The mainly one is called top down parsing, the another one is called as an bottom up parsing. Then parsing is mainly used to determine whether the start symbol can drive the program or not. So it can be bottom up or it can be top down. Anything you have to reach that start symbol. See, if it is successful or if it reaches the start symbol, then the program is valid, the program, or else it can call as invalid that one. See, for to do this, we have two techniques, general approaches. One is top down. That what the top down, as the name indicates top, it starts from the root. What we call root, root is nothing but the start symbol. Expanding from the start symbol to the whole program. We start with S derives the production. S is my start symbol. Then E is my body of the production. That E will be replacing by again the leftmost derivation you are applying. Till you are applying leftmost derivation to reach the leaves of your program, or you have to reach your terminal symbol, or it is called as an input symbol. Then what is bottom up? Is the name indicate bottom. Bottom is from the leaf level. That means you have to start from the input level. Then we are doing reduction. You know about reduction. What is reducing? The reduction can be start from body of the production will be replacing by head of the production. When it is body of the production will replace head of the production, then at the end stage you should reach the start production. When you reach the start production, then you can say it is will be the input is accepted from the grammar. So this is called as a bottom-up parsing. We learn lot of program in both. How it is start to leaf and how from leaf to start. These two different techniques we learn from the coming classes. Okay, then what type of parsing inside those two main category? The parsing method we mainly classify into top down and bottom up. And top down we have different methods are using for the parsing. The first to build a parse tree from the root to leaf using leftmost derivation only. There we call it a recursive descent parsing method, and that also LL parser. What is LL parser? We'll go study. The first L stand for I have to read my input from left to right. The second L stand for I am applying leftmost derivation for the given input. It is called LL parser. Then bottom up parser builds the parse tree from the leaves to the root. Here also there are different techniques. Bottom up parsing, it supports operator precedence parsing or LR parsing. What is LR parsing? Here also read the input from left to right, but bottom up parsing we are applying rightmost derivation. For that we called as an LR. The LR is also called as an SLR, simple SLR. For as per your syllabus, you have a simple SLR only. After that, we have LR can be canonical, LR can be used. The third technique is LALR. Look at LR parts. There are three techniques are available in LR, but we have studied only SLR in this. So these are different parsing methods you are using in this top down and bottom. Let us go simple example. What is top down parsing? When the parser start constructing your parse tree from the start symbol and then tries to transform the start symbol to the input, it is called top down parsing. Let I take my input a plus b star c. Then you have a production rule. S derives E derives E plus T, E derives E star T, E derives T or T derives ID. From these production, I have to derive my input A plus B star C. So you know how to derive for this A plus B star C. You can start with S derives E because it's the start production. We told top down parsing always start with my start production. The start production is S derives E. From S derives E, you have to start replacing. See, let first I will take E. I am applying leftmost derivation for the first E with E plus T according to my input. The next leftmost is E. E can be replaced in the next step as T. Again, T have a production. You can check it. T have a production replacing with ID. ID is nothing but A. Okay, the general statement given ID for that is replacing with A, and the next step T will be replacing with A plus T. Now I have to remove for T with E star T because the T have a production for E have a production will be replacing with E star T. Next you are replacing with E with T star T, and T will be replacing with B star T. T can be replacing with ID, that is for your C. See, finally, I'm starting from the start symbol. I'm ending with my input. See, this is we called as a top-down parsing. So this is a process we call top-down parsing. The same thing we are using in the next coming problem, including a stack operation. How it will happen inside further. It is how can we say it is a LL1 parser or not? We can do it. Okay, next the top-down parsing. We told that we have two types of parsing. Then how can we classify those top-down parsing into two types? See, one is normally top-down parsing is also called as recursive descent parsing. It is also called as recursive descent parsing. It is a common form of top-down parsing. It is called recursive. You know recursive what? The same thing I am calling two or more times. It uses recursive procedure. It is using procedure. So each non-terminal, when I am replacing with the body of the production, then it is called as a procedure. It uses recursive procedure to process the input. Recursive descent parsing suffer from the backtracking. Recursive descent parsing, it suffered from backtracking. That means in this we have a two type of problem, backtracking and without backtracking. According to that, we can classify top-down parsing into recursive descent parsing with backtracking, recursive descent parsing without backtracking. Okay, we can classify into two types. The backtracking have some problem. Because of that, we are going for without backtracking problem. Whenever using without backtracking problem, then it is called as LL parser. We see the previous slide. It is called as an LL parser, or it is called as a predictive parser. See, what is backtracking? I will do some problems on backtracking also. What is backtracking? It means if one or more derivation fails in the while doing my input, the one derivation fails, the syntax analyzer restart the process using different rules for the same production. See, forever I have a alternatives for A. A derives AB or BC. Then I start with A derives AB. I will take it to construct my parse tree for the given input. Then the input is don't have a AB terminus. Then I have to take other alternatives for A production. Then while taking for other alternative for the A production, then it is to I am go back my non-terminal A, looking what is the other production. See, I am going back to A production. It is called backtracking. That is for using different rules for the same production. These techniques may process the input string more than once to determine the right production, or that is called as backtracking. Okay, let us go for the bottom-up parsing, some little bit introduction. As the name suggests, the bottom-up parsing starts with the input symbol and tries to construct the parse tree up to the start symbol. It starts from the leaves. It will take the same grammar, same input. I took A plus B star C. I have a production, the same production I written. From these production, I have to start constructing my parse tree. Where it start? You have to start from leaf now. You should be take A plus B star C. Then how to write now? After that, A plus B star C can be replacing with what? We apply leftmost derivation. Then how to do it? Let me take first A plus B star C. Then you have to start with the leaf. A will be replacing with T. See, now observe, ID is body of the production. It is replacing by head of the production. It's the reverse operation. What I can do it? A can be replacing with T. What is the next step? T can be replacing with E. As per the initial, T can be replacing with E. Then I am writing T can be replacing with E. Only E, I don't have any production to replace. Then I am looking for the next input symbol. The next input symbol is B. Then B can be replacing with T. Then we have a production. E plus T can be replacing with E. E plus T can be replacing with V. I did that one. E plus T will be replacing with V. Then we have seeing the next input symbol is C. The C can be replacing with T. Then you have E star T. E star T will be replacing with E. Then finally E will be replacing with what? Yes. Then you can observe now the string. Then at the end we are reaching the start symbol. That what I can say? I start with the leaf. I start with the leaf, but I ended with my start symbol. In the top-down parsing also, we start with the start symbol, but I ended with the given input. This is the main difference between top-down parsing and bottom-up parsing. Okay, detail we have studied for all those techniques. Okay, after this, then we come back to what is the categories of the top-down parsing. Let's start with the top-down parsing. Complete all type of methods. Once you're done, we move on to bottom-up parsing. See, we have learned in this chapter to learn top-down parsing technique, parse the input and start constructing parsing from the root node, gradually moving down to the leaf node. Then the types of top-down parsings are, I told, top-down parsing is also called as a recursive descent parsing. The recursive descent parsing can be classified into two types. One is recursive descent parsing with backtracking. The second one is recursive descent parsing without backtracking. It is also called as a non-recursive backtracking. Then non-backtracking or without backtracking, we have one more name. Normally it is called as a predictive parser or It is also called as a LL parser. In the exam, you can ask anything. Either it will call as an LL parser, or you can say predictive parser, or you can say without backtracking. Okay, this is the main category of top-down parsing. See then what is the relationship in parser types? The same. The parser have a top-down, bottom-up. Top-down have a recursive design, non-recursive design parsing. Then where I am using these into my programming applications. See, we are using for constructing the lab programs. See, we have a lab program for with respect to top-down parsing for checking the given grammar is LL1 or not. This is what given grammar is predictive parser or not. Then how I am using those into my programming language application. Your lab program 3. So your lab program 3 with respect to top-down parsing. Then your lab program 4 with respect to bottom-up parsing. Your syllabus is framed according to that one. Whatever learned from the theory, the same concept will be applied in your lab concepts. That is top-down parsing is one problem, bottom-up parsing is one problem. Then lab number 5. The 5 says with respect to semantic analyzer. When the syntax analysis over, then we go for semantic analyzer. That semantic analyzer you have to construct one more lab program. Okay, now a compiler passes the input from programming to assembly language. You should convert this programming language to assemble language or internal representation by matching the incoming symbol to production rule. Now, production rules are commonly defined as 1 minute. Production rules is normally using PNF notation. When the LR parser is a type of parser that does have a top-down parser by applying each production for the incoming symbol, that is for input symbol, working from the leftmost symbol yielding a production and then replacing for each non-terminal with a corresponding body of the production. That is what we did, the same thing. When parsing starts from left to right side, the production rules and evaluate the non-terminal from the left first and proceed down to the parse tree till you have to reaching for your given production. The same way we are applying also in the programming language. We will explain when come to that lab load. Now it's not, don't worry. Let me start recursive descent parsing with or without backtracking. What is with and without backtracking? The recent parsing that construct a parse tree from the top and read the input from left to right, and it uses the procedure. See, it uses the procedure is very important. I will tell you how to read the procedure. It uses the procedure for every terminal and non-terminal entity. This parsing technique recursively parse the input to make parse tree, which may or may not require backtracking. See, when it is not required, if the grammar has left factor, then it is required backtracking. If the grammar has not left factor, then it is not get left backtracking. To form a recursive descent parsing that does not require any backtracking, if it is the grammar does not require any backtracking, it is called as a predictive parsing. It is called as a predictive parsing. Let me start with your problems on recursive descent parsing with backtracking. Without backtracking, we started from 10 o'clock class. Let me go for the next for the recursive descent parsing with backtracking. Can you take down the heading of this in your recursive descent parsing with backtracking? See, we'll get a 5 marks question on this for do the problem. See, what is recursive descent parsing with backtracking? So the top-down parser start from the root and match the given input string against the production rule to replace them according to my input is match. For this, we have to try. What is backtracking? Can you take the grammar? For all of it, take the grammar. Yes, there is RXD or RZD X derives OA or EA, Z derives AI. Okay. For this grammar, I have to write parse tree for the given input, read, applying my backtracking technique. See what is that? You have to start with the production. I have to write a tree for read by using these grammar tools. Okay. Grammar is over.
I'm not so sure the grammar.
Okay, my screen is visible. Like it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you tell me, see what is my input? See, as per my grammar, my input should be read. I have to construct for the party for the input read. You have to take from these production. Let me go for the construction of the party. We have start with yes. Yes have how many production? We have a two production. You take the first one. Always you take the first one. What is the first one? R capital X D. Yes or no? Okay, this production I am taking. Okay, now see, then what is your input? Input is you should be matched R E A D. When your input is start from left to right scanning, then it will read the first input R. Then the non-terminal, yes, it's called the procedure. It will get the production is REXD. Now the input pointer for the production is from pointing to here. R and match, it will successful. Then it will increment the pointer to the next symbol in the tree, and it will increment the pointer next symbol in the input is also. Then I have to replace this X with what? Then I have to construct the next. We have to replace X is a non-terminal. When you get a non-terminal, it have to call we call as a recursive procedure for this. I have to write a procedure for the X non-terminal. The procedure is nothing but you have to replace body of the production. What is there in the body of the production? You take the first one. The first one X can be replacing with 0A. Let me go for that. The X is replacing with 0A. Okay, now your pointer will be pointing to the location is 0. See, that is for O. See, my input pointer is E, then our current parse tree pointer is O. What happened? Both are match or mismatch? See, currently my leaf location will be pointing to O, but here my input pointer should be E. Then E and O both are matched. Shall I increment the pointer or what can I do? Don't see the next one. Next A is match, A is match. First you have to match your E. Once E is matched, then only should be increment the pointer in both the side. But now I have a O, this O. Here I have a E. There is not matching between these things. What to do? Then I have to looking for other alternatives for X. Yes or no? We have to looking for other alternatives for X. Is there other alternative for X? Yes, other alternate X, we have EA should be there. Then I have to replace this X with EA. Where can I replace? Can I replace here only? Can I replace O with EA or A with EA? Where can I replace? I have to replace with non-terminal X only. My pointer is pointing to here. Then I have to give my pointer backtrack to my original position is for non-terminal X only. This the first input initially pointer be pointing to this location 0, the second level, but I have to remove these two tokens from the parse tree. Again, I give my pointer to the X non-terminal only. When it is reached X, then again it will be look like this only. Or X D. Now the pointer will be pointing to this only. Then you can replacing this X with what? E A. Now X is replacing with the second alternative, that E will be the next current input. Can you match E and E? E is match, E is match. Then increment the pointer to this, increment the pointer to here. Then A and A match, yes, successful. Then increment the pointer here also D, increment the pointer here also D. Then this is also match. Can I successful now? Now, when
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
backtracking for X, I'm replacing with other non-terminal values of the production. Now I reach for this EA. See that only I'm writing now. This is called called as a backtracking. So understand this. We are get read. Let me check now. Parse tree construction with the backtracking for the input read. Let us start with
Hello.
S0 is RXT. X is a
Hello, ma'am.
non-terminal. I'm replacing with X with OA. OA is not matching with my current input. Again, I applying a backtracking. I'm going for the next X symbol. See, here I'm not looking any input, just I'm replacing for that one. Okay, that is the main fault here. For this is X. Then if you go back to backtracking, then when I go back to backtracking, I'm replacing the other alternatives with E. Now it will match all the inputs E, R, E, E, D. Okay, this process is called as a backtracking process with the recursive descent parsing. So the next slide shows what I did here. That the procedure, what you did, I'm writing here. See, this is the top-down parsing. It will start with the S from the production rules. It match its yield to the leftmost letter for the input R. First R is match. Now the first production S0 RXD matches with it. So the top-down parser advance the input to the next letter is E. In the input READ E. The parser tries to expand your non-terminal X. Check its production from the left. Check its production from the left. I got first production is 0A. From that X0 0A, sorry, OA. It does not match with the next input symbol. So the top-down parser backtracks to obtain the next production rule of X, X0 as EA. You go back, we will go for the EA thing. Now the parser matches all the input letters in ordered manner. The string is accepted. Okay. Okay, this is for explanation of your recursive descent parser with parsing. If you get an example, explain with an example. You take your own example, try to construct what happens, and you have to explain this, the content of those things, what you are doing. Can you take down the second problem? This is the second problem is your as per your textbook problem. For this problem, we have to explain how recursive descent parsing will be happening with backtracking. Can you write your parse tree? What I wrote in the same way? S0 is CAD, S0 is CAD, A derives ABRA to construct for the input string W is equal to CAD. W is equal to CAD. To construct a parse tree for the string using top-down approach, create a tree consisting of a single node label S. You have to start from S. Open S derives CAD, A derives ABRA. In the exam, you will get construct the parse tree also, as well as write the procedure for the given problem. I will tell you the procedure for the next. See, first I will construct. See, what is my input? Input is C, A, D. My grammar is start with S. S derives. What is S derives? C, capital A, D. The first step I have written. The next you have to match my pointer. The C is my input. Yes, the given input is also C and both are match. When it is match, you will increment the pointer in the input symbol and increment the pointer in this also. The pointer will become here, but it is a X is a non-terminal. Then I have to look for replacing for the S production. How many productions are there for capital A? Look
Two
at the
productions,
grammar.
ma'am.
Can you tell me how many productions are there? You have to choose the first leftmost production. What is the leftmost production? A, B. The leftmost production is A. Now the given input pointer is matching A. Yes, now A is matched. Then it is also true. When it is true, then we'll increment the pointer for the given input for the next input symbol. Then increment the pointer here also. Now we are checking for pointing for D. But here it is pointing to which one? It will pointing to B. Then D and B both are same. My input is D, but I am matching is B, and D and B both the inputs are same or different. What to do? If it is different, I have to go back to position back to this A. It is I have to come to back, 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 back. I will reach to again the non-terminal A. It should be look back to the original position A for looking for any other alternatives is there or not. Again, I have to write the production for S. Yes, there I see capital A and D. Now I have a one more production for capital A, that is A. Now you have to match. C is also already matched. Now the pointer will be pointing to A. A is matched. Then you have to go for increment the increment pointer D. Now my current input is D and D is matched. Then you can say it is a successful after backtracking also. If it is not able to find out any one of the production to reach, then you can say it is a fail condition in this given problem. Okay, that is only I am writing in that slide. See, we can observe. Yes, there I see AD. The next level A can be replacing with AB. Then you have apply backtracking to A. Then I got this one. See, all the three parts you have to construct. It is carries 1 marks in the exam. Then you have to go for the how to write a procedure for the given problem. See, what is the procedure? Procedure is nothing but how the non-terminal can be replacing. How it is matching is done. See, simple thing, you can write any format can be do it. Okay. So that is called algorithm for recursive design parsing with backtracking, or it is called procedure for recursive design parsing with backtracking. See, recursive design recursive design parsing is a top-down method of syntax analysis in which we call set of recursive procedures to process the input is executed. A procedure is associated with, see, I'm telling the procedure is associated with each non-terminal of the grammar. The top-down parsing can be viewed as attempt to find leftmost derivation of the given input. It attempts to construct the parse tree for the input string from root and creating a nodes in the parse tree in the pre-order. Recursive design parsing involves backtracking. See, this is for the backtracking. Now, this is very, very important. It carries for the 4 marks. Algorithm for non-terminal in top-down parsing with backtracking. See, can you write in the exam? You will get write an algorithm or write a procedure for recursive design backtracking. Okay, for the 4 marks. It will start for wide A. See, this A can be a non-terminal. It can be any symbol. What it says, general algorithm. For any non-terminal, you have to do like this. For any non-terminal, if you get it,
it will choose an A production. That is choose in first in A is a non-terminal, choose A production of all the alternatives. See x1, x2, x3 dash dash xk. These are called as an alternatives for A. Alternative production for A. See for all the alternative production for I is equal to 1 to k, then you have to take the first one. If xi is a non-terminal, yes, the first one you have a non-terminal. If it is again you will get a non-terminal, then call the procedure xi. See if you have get, see C is match, you say input is match. See if you get the A is a non-terminal, then you have to call again the procedure for A. What is procedure? You have to replace the production of A. That is called as call procedure. Call procedure is nothing but searching for alternatives, searching for production of those non-terminal. Else if it is not a non-terminal, then else if it is equal to the current input symbol A, because my input symbol is A, then my input is also A, then it is for it will match successful. If it is successful, advance the input to the next symbol. If it is successful, advance the input to next symbol. Say some way it is not a non-terminal and it is not matching to my input, then you can call as an error function. Else we can call error function. There are three action can be done. One, it is matching. Second one is non-terminal but replaced with other production. Third one, it is not a non-terminal and it is not a terminal symbol. Then you can say error function. See, let me go for your second problem for how to write your procedure for this. See, this is your program. For this procedure in the exam, explain recursive descent parsing for the given grammar with the input and also write the procedure for the given grammar. For the procedure for the given grammar, I have to write two procedure, one for the non-terminal X, one for the non-terminal A. Then how to write procedure? See, procedure can be written in different way. For the same problem, I will show two different way. Whichever you comfortable, you can choose any one of that. Okay, there is no restrict rule to write like this only. I will show the first method. The first method says I have to write procedure yes for the first non-terminal. You have to call procedure yes. You start with begin. It will start with begin. If input symbol is equal to C, as per my input, I am writing the input symbol is equal to C because you are when the given input C. Input is C, yes. Given input equal to C, yes. If it is match, what happen? Begin. Advance my input pointer. When C is match, then you go on to advance your input pointer. When you advance the input pointer, where it is reach, you come to capital A. What is capital A? Capital A is a non-terminal. When it is non-terminal, I have to call procedure for A. Then you should be called. If advance the input pointer, then you say if A is a non-terminal, you have to call the procedure. Then after A, it will go to A procedure. I will write the A procedure in the next line. So A procedure is over. Then it will, what is there in the A? Yes, D is there. Then you have to advance the input pointer. It will reach to D. What to do? If input symbol is equal to D, yes, then begin, advance your input pointer. It will point it to the null. At the end, this null character should be there. Yes, if it is true, my successful of S production, then end. If it is not start with C, then you can call return false. Then it's the end of my procedure for yes. Okay, this is procedure for a simple statement. You can write in the normal English with conditions. Okay, let me go for the procedure A. What is procedure A? You look onto this diagram. What is procedure A? The procedure A, which will come here. We have a two alternatives. One is AB, other one is A. How to do for this? You start with procedure. Procedure A, open parenthesis, close parenthesis, begin. See the first, because we have a two alternatives, you have to save the current input pointer, because Whenever you want to other alternative, you should be required where it is the starting point of A. Because of that, whenever you have an alternative, you should be maintain that one. I am saving the input pointer location to as a I say. Then if input symbol is equal to A, see the first one is input symbol is equal to A, then yes, advance my input pointer. Next, after advancing, where to go? It will go for input symbol is equal to B. See, this is the input symbol is equal to B. Then what? If input symbol is equal to B, then begin advance, return true. See, if both B is also true, then it will matching to null. It will end of the string. If in case it will not for that, we have a two more alternatives. Again, you shift your pointer to whatever you reach that pointer, come back to your original position input pointer. You search for other alternatives. Yeah, the failure to find AB. If it is not get AB, then you'll go for A, right? Then you have go to if input symbol is called A only, then advance. Then A is only one body of the production. The next should be null, then return true or else return false. See, like this, you have to write productions for, that is for procedure for all the non-terminal. See, we'll get simple question. This is a very simple. Compared to predictive parser, recursive descent parsing very simple, but almost you're not asking. But if you ask, maximum 4 to 5 marks, not more than that. You will get an exam 4 to 5 marks. Write recursive descent parsing with explanation and also write the procedure. The same these two slides are modified. I can also write in the another format. See, we called as in problem 2 recursive descent parser procedure alternate method. What is an alternate method? See, we can write this also. Instead of writing this statement, you can use this format also. We calling procedure yes. CH, this is the one variable I take. I'm not writing syntax. This is for algorithm type. It is for pictorial representation for your recursive descent. I'm not checking for all the syntax error for all those. CH, I'm reading the get character. The first character is equal to C because you are matching CAD. If first character is equal to C, yes. Then if it is C is match, you are calling for the A, because in the grammar you have a yes, A is match, we are calling for the procedure A, that I am written A. After A, you have to go reading for the input D. CH is equal to get character, then what are the character it's stored in CH, that CH is equal to D. Yes, I am matching for the D, then end of return true, or it will not matching for this, it will come back from the return false. This is for the procedure for yes. The next we go for procedure for A. What is procedure for A? I am read the character CH is equal to get character. Then the first character should be equal to A, because in A you have AB. First character is A. Then it should be advanced. It will go for the next character. To next character, read the next character. CH is equal to get character. That should be equal to B. Yes. If it is true, then it is written as a true. Or it is not match the given input, it will say false. Okay, this is for the procedure for A for the first one. It's for AB. If it is not match, then you have to go for the else if condition. If CH is equal to only A, return true, or it will return false. Whichever you comfortable, you can write the procedure for the given grammar. Okay, let me go for the third one. This is you have to write recursive descent parser for the grammar. Take down E derives TE dash, T derives TE dash, comma, E derives plus TE dash or epsilon. So you can use the symbol epsilon. This is for epsilon, comma, T derives FT dash, T derives FT dash, comma, T dash derives star FT dash, T dash derives star FT dash or epsilon f derives E or ID. E or ID. See, for this grammar, you have to construct a procedure. See, how many non-terminals are there? We have non-terminals are 5 non-terminal. For 5 non-terminal, 5 procedure you have to write. One for E, one for E dash, one for T, another for T dash, another for F. Just you have to write 5 procedure for the given problem. Simple. You start with the first one. Procedure for E. You take this one. Procedure for E. Okay. How to write for the procedure for E? You start with the procedure E. I am calling the function. Yes. Open the parenthesis. After procedure E, immediately you have again non-terminal T. When you see non-terminal, automatically it called T procedure. For that, I am calling T procedure. T with open parenthesis and close parenthesis. It indicates I am calling T procedure. When T procedure is over, it will read the next input symbol. The next input symbol in the grammar is E dash. E dash is also non-terminal. Then I am calling E dash procedure. That is E dash procedure. I am closing. This procedure of E is over according to my production. See, E is a non-terminal. Procedure E, open parenthesis. I am calling T procedure and I am calling E procedure. Okay. Let me go for the second one. The second one is E dash derives. You can check for this. E dash derives plus T E dash or epsilon. We have E dash derives plus T E dash or epsilon. We have a two alternatives. Either it will read with this production or with have a epsilon production. It should be go for if and else function. Okay. Let me start with procedure for E dash. Yes. See, because this is the input symbol plus, I have to read a function ch is equal to get character. Yes. When the get character is equal to plus, whatever the character I am reading, it is equal to plus. Yes. Plus is match. Then you advance your input pointer, it will go to T. T is what? T is your non-terminal. Yes, T is your non-terminal. Then you can call the function T open parenthesis, close parenthesis. If it is also match, it will advance with the pointer to the next thing, that is E dash. We are calling E dash is open parenthesis, close parenthesis, over. But if an input character is not equal to plus, if we are taking if condition, if an input character is not equal to plus, then you had calls else. Because of epsilon, you can write return 0. Because of epsilon, we can say as return 0. See, this is the procedure for E dash. Once it's over, we'll go back to our procedure for T derives ft dash. The next thing is T derives ft dash. Then how to write? Can you write down? How to write? Write procedure T, open parenthesis. Once it is read, it will get non-terminal. You call the procedure F. You can call the procedure F. The next, after procedure F, you have to call the procedure what? T. You should be right procedure for T. See, the same way, you can observe now. Procedure for T, it will open parenthesis. It will call the procedure F and you can call the procedure T dash. Because I have only one production, this is over. Let me go for the next T dash. T dash is same as your E dash. It will look the same thing. Okay. T dash derives star ft dash or epsilon. Then how to write? Can you write down? Same as f E dash. Read the character. Ch is equal to get character. If ch is equal to star, if ch equal to star, then if it is match, it will going for f. Yes, it is match, it will going for T dash. If the first production is not star, it will go to else function. It will call return 0. It will call return 0. Okay. Then we are going for the last function, procedure for F. See, procedure for F, you have a two alternatives. one for open parenthesis and E, the second for ID. You have to read the character. If read character is equal to open parenthesis, continue with E, or else it will call for ID. Then how to write? See now, T dash is over. The next go for the last one. Procedure for F. Procedure for F is CH is equal to get character. If CH is equal to open parenthesis, if it is match, if you're going for calling for E as a non-terminal, then you have to go for the close parenthesis. CH is equal to get character. If CH is equal to close parenthesis, yes, return true, return false. If it is not match, start with the open parenthesis if condition. It will go for else if CH is equal to ID. Yes, it is true. Return true value, or it will get return false. Okay, this is very simple for to writing for procedure for the given problem. In the exam, you can get any type of problem. Just follow the same method for writing. This is the last one. Can you take down the problem? Write a recursive descent parser for the grammar. A derives the first one. A is for fraction. EXPR derives term or rest, because term is also non-terminal, rest is also non-terminal. Okay, don't think always you'll get uppercase letter only. You can give anything. Expression derives term or rest. Next, term derives plus term rest, or minus term rest, or epsilon. Plus term rest, minus term rest, or epsilon. The last one, rest derives 0 to 1, 2, 3, dash, 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 9. Okay, can you start write the procedure? First one is you have to start with the procedure EXPR. EXPR, we have a reading for the terminal term. Then we have a non-terminal term and rest. It's over. Let me go for the term non-terminal procedure for the term. So you can also use, this is also another method. Instead of you're using CH is equal to get character, you can also follow this also. That's your reference textbook you can have. But in your prescribed textbook, it will not return any procedure for the any of the problem. See, it gives only the algorithm. But you have to learn from the some other textbook, then you can write the procedure. But in the exam, it will ask to write the procedure. See, we refer whatever given the prescribed reference textbook. From the different types of different textbook, we are collected and we'll give it. Okay, procedure for the term. You can follow some other textbook we follow. You can write if locate is equal to plus. The first thing you can go with CH is equal to get character. If character is equal to plus, both are same. Instead of doing that, you can also use if locate is equal to plus. Yes, if it is match, he is saying if it is match. See, match is not compulsory, you can write it. That means it is true only. If it is match, it call the term procedure. After term procedure, we can call for the rest procedure. Okay, next you can go with the else. If it is not plus, it will look ahead for the minus. Yes, if it is match, it will go for the term, it will go for the rest. Or else it is epsilon, it will go for the return 0. Then what to do for rest 0 to 1? You have to call one more procedure. Procedure for the rest. Yes, if E is digits, the given input is digit. You are checking for that is 0 to 1 to 9. The whatever you look at input read, it is digit, yes, match, return. Or else it will go for the error function. Okay, this is for procedure for the rest. See, this is recursive descent parsing with backtracking. The next class we'll learn about without backtracking. Okay, that is very important for the next class.